Yeah. Been told not to use certain bits there. All you don't know me, my name's Nathan.
Ned. It's a Ned in the church. So it's Ned.
Ted's best man. Also known as...
Ned.
Nadsky.
Ned.
I must say how beautiful the bridesmaids look, and not forgetting the blushing bride. When Ted started courting Melissa, there was a stir about the age gap. Myself, I was personally relieved. The way I looked at it is Ted cruises around in a car made in 1910. Whichever statement chicks love their car was true, it would mean that the woman who envied it would be at least 100 years old. So Ted, you've got a spring chick. Don't read the red bit. Watch out for Melissa throwing something at you. For those who didn't know, they met at Camera Club, where they both enjoyed a hobby of photographing the countryside. Well, I'm sure Ted's picture would happen to have a tractor in the background. As a lot of you may think, Ted is a lovely, quiet man. Well, I can tell you, he's a little bit crazy. With a common word shouted before any madness would be, as you most guys will probably know, more power. This happened on so many times. Some of you may have heard I had a boat. Might have mentioned it a few times.
Yeah.
I can't remember the boat. Just the boat. Well, when I was selling the boat, Ted, bless him, offered to help. So I got potential buyers safely in the back. Ted offered to captain this very important sea trial. I knew what was coming. I really prayed it didn't. But the buyer said, "Is this boat quick?" Ted, with a smile, said, "More power." We flew across the bay, showing off the control of the boat spinning round on a 50p piece. The buyers did look very green and pale. I think they just bought it to stop you, Ted, to be fair. And I'm sure you've seen his crazy 4x4 in the farm. After the fireworks display, which we put on about 2 years ago, Ted decided to give us a tour of this lovely farm. Then one of his friends, Boris, had a works call come in. He had to take. Yes, you got it. Ted, more power. All we saw was his 4x4 bounding across the features of the old golf course, ripping through the air. Simply in hope that poor Boris would shout out, "Stop!" What's on a serious works call? Oh, it doesn't even ever end there. This is a great one. The excavator. I'm sure you're aware of the excavator. This was the talk of Cowent community page for weeks. Ted had an idea to take trees down, but no, not with his trusty train saw, but with a 30-ton excavator. 30? Well, we'll call it 30, it looked like it. Ted ripped through the trees like a hurricane. Again, wording from Cowent community page.
Power.
Oh yeah. Kindly moving on, Ted and the round table events. Whilst Ted still had the excavator, he thought it'd be a good idea to put somebody in a harness, spin them around. Mr. Bounce, as I call him, the gentleman at the back there, said, "As chairman, I'll go first." I knew this wasn't going to end well. Although I couldn't hear Ted over the drone of the machine, I knew as I heard the revs pick up, he already said, you guessed it, more power. I watched Mr. Bounce being flung around in the air like the fattest Superman I've ever seen. Don't worry folks, I'm here all night for more stories. Oh well, there's plenty of them. Now, for a serious moment, and yeah, I can do these, mind. I was moved by Ted's decision when he asked Melissa to marry him. Ted stepped up in life, not only asking Melissa in hand in marriage, but to also stand by a family, support her and her children in any way they wished. Ted, I am proud of you, mate. Now I'd like everyone to raise a glass to the bride and groom, Mr. and Mrs. Adam Phelps.
Hey.
P.S. Oh, sorry.
Just the red bit. Well done.
Well done, Nadsky.